Imagine pulling a phone out of your pocket that's thin enough to feel like a regular flagship, then unfolding it into a mini workstation that can handle real productivity, documents, multitasking, note-taking, even presentations, without you constantly worrying about who's reading your screen from the side. That's the promise people have wanted from foldable phones for years. And if the latest leaks are even close to accurate, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 could be the first foldable that actually delivers it without the usual compromises. Because let's be honest, foldables have been exciting, but they've also been a constant trade-off. You get the big inner display, but you worry about durability. You get multitasking, but you sacrifice pocketability. You get premium design, but you lose features that power users genuinely care about. The Galaxy Z Fold 8 rumors suggest Samsung is finally trying to stop making you choose. And the biggest place to start is the one topic Fold fans have not stopped talking about, the S Pen. Last year, Samsung made a decision that looked good on a spec sheet, thinner, lighter, more streamlined. But it came with a catch that hit productivity users hard. S Pen support was gone. If you mostly use your phone for social media, messages, and photos, that might not sound like a big deal. But for the people who bought a Galaxy Z Fold specifically to replace parts of their tablet or laptop workflow, losing stylus support wasn't a minor change, it was the point. The S Pen isn't just a nice accessory on a Fold, it's how you take quick notes in meetings without opening a laptop. It's how you sign PDFs or contracts when you're traveling. It's how you mark up a slide deck before a presentation. It's how you sketch, brainstorm, and annotate like you would on paper. Except it's all synced, searchable, and shareable. Taking that away to shave a bit of thickness felt like buying a productivity device, and discovering the productivity part was optional. Now here's where the Galaxy Z Fold 8 starts sounding genuinely exciting. Reports and interviews tied to Samsung leadership have indicated that S Pen support wasn't necessarily killed, but paused because of a design compromise. The technical issue comes down to the digitizer layer, the component inside the display that enables traditional stylus input. Keep it, and you keep stylus functionality, but you add thickness. Remove it, and you can slim the device down, but you lose the stylus experience. The new rumor is that Samsung has been working on a redesigned stylus system built specifically for foldable phones, something that could bring back pen support without relying on the same thick digitizer approach. And if Samsung pulls that off, it's not just about bringing the S Pen back. It's about finally ending the thin versus functional argument that has followed foldables from the beginning. Think about what that would mean in everyday life. A Galaxy Z Fold 8 that's still easy to carry, still sleek and premium, but also ready to be a real productivity tool again, without forcing you to choose between design and capability. That's the kind of upgrade that changes who a Fold is for. But the Galaxy Z Fold 8 isn't only rumored to be fixing productivity. It may also be addressing something that becomes an even bigger issue the moment you open a foldable in public: privacy. If you've ever used a foldable phone on a train, in a coffee shop, on a plane, or even in a busy office, you know the truth. That beautiful inner display is basically a billboard. When it's open, anyone sitting beside you can glance over and catch your emails, your work chats, a document you're editing, a bank app, a password reset screen, or a private photo you didn't plan on sharing with the entire world. Foldables are amazing for multitasking, but in public spaces, they can feel like you're constantly guarding your screen. That's why the rumored display feature called Flex Magic Pixel is such a big deal. This isn't the same thing as buying a cheap privacy screen protector that darkens your display and makes your phone look worse for you too. The idea behind Flex Magic Pixel is that the privacy effect is built into the display technology itself. Instead of simply dimming the whole screen, it can control how light is emitted, potentially at a much more precise level. So the screen stays clear and bright when you're looking at it straight on, while side angles become harder to read. If Samsung implements this well on the Galaxy Z Fold 8, it could completely change how comfortable foldable owners feel using the big inner display in real life. Imagine you're reviewing a confidential presentation during your commute. The phone can narrow the viewing angles so only you see it clearly. Then when you switch to watching a video or showing someone a photo, it can relax that privacy effect, so you get the full viewing experience again. That's not just cool tech. That's the kind of practical innovation that makes a foldable phone feel usable everywhere, not just in perfect conditions. Now add a third piece to the puzzle. Because even if a foldable is thin and productive and private, it still has to survive daily life. And durability is the one topic that makes potential buyers hesitate every single year. Foldables have improved a lot, but the inner display and hinge area still feel delicate compared to a standard slab phone. One of the biggest real-world risks isn't some dramatic drop test, it's debris, a grain of sand, a tiny piece of grit, something you don't notice, something that gets caught when you close the phone. That's when damage can happen, and it's why people baby their foldables more than they want to. Recent One UI 9 leaks mention something called foreign material detection, and it might sound minor, but it targets this exact fear. The concept is simple. If the phone detects it didn't fold completely or correctly, it can warn you to open it back up and check for anything that might be blocking the fold, helping you avoid closing the device on something that could scratch or damage. The inner display. No, it can't magically identify the exact object causing the issue. It might be debris, or it might be a case, or even the way you're holding the phone. But even a basic warning is better than nothing, because the worst foldable damage is often accidental and preventable. And since this appears to be software-based, there's also a chance Samsung could bring it to older Galaxy foldables through updates, meaning the improvement wouldn't be limited to only the latest hardware. Plus, if Samsung makes it optional, users who don't want extra alerts can simply turn it off. So when you put all of this together, the potential return of S Pen support through a redesigned system, the rumored Flex Magic Pixel privacy display, technology, and One UI 9 durability-focused features like foreign material detection, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 starts to feel like more than just another annual refresh. It starts to look like Samsung's attempt to solve the three biggest foldable pain points at once: productivity, privacy, and peace of mind. And that brings us to the bigger competition everyone's watching: Apple's rumored iPhone Fold. Apple has stayed out of the foldable phone market while Samsung, Google, and others have been iterating in public, learning from real users, improving hinges, refining displays, optimizing multitasking software, and building entire ecosystems around foldables. When Apple finally launches a foldable iPhone, it will absolutely be polished and premium, but it will still be a first-generation product in a category where Samsung may already be several generations deep in real-world refinement. That's why the Galaxy Z Fold 8 matters so much right now. If Samsung launches a foldable that's thin enough to feel mainstream, powerful enough to replace multiple devices for many users, private enough to use confidently in public, and smart enough to help protect itself from common foldable risks, then Apple's iPhone Fold won't be competing against early foldables. It will be competing against a foldable that has already addressed the problems people normally associate with foldable phones. Of course, these are still rumors until Samsung makes everything official, and the real test will be how these features work in the real world, especially things like stylus implementation on a foldable display and any privacy tech that changes viewing angles. But if Samsung delivers even a solid portion of what's being reported, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 could be the foldable phone that finally convinces mainstream users that the future isn't almost ready. It's ready now. So let me ask you, if the Galaxy Z Fold 8 brings back S Pen support in a way that doesn't add bulk, would that make you consider a fold again? Or is the bigger upgrade for you the privacy-focused display, something that makes using a massive inner screen in public feel safe and comfortable? And where do you stand on Apple's iPhone Fold? Are you waiting no matter what? Or would a feature-packed Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 change your mind? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit like if this breakdown helped. Subscribe for more Galaxy Z Fold 8 leaks, foldable phone updates, and iPhone Fold news. And I'll see you in the next video.